Right friends, welcome back to News at a Glance for 31st week. Gujarat Chief Minister Anandibet Patel resigned. There are two issues. So one is the inefficient handling of Patidar's agitation. These Patels constitute around 15% in Gujarat's population. The second one is the BJP leadership felt that the government is not able to do much. If you look at the attacks on Dalits after Una incident in Gujarat. Look into the next one, Didi Chukching. This is a ride-hailing firm of China, and this recently stated that it would buy Uber's China operations. And please don't forget this Didi Chukching is a China-based company and Uber is based in United States of America, and the deal is valued at around $35 billion. Please don't forget. ICICI Bank and Apollo India Credit Management Company. These two recently signed a memorandum of understanding to set up asset reconstruction company. And in this asset reconstruction company, ICICI will pick up 30% stake. You may ask, what is asset reconstruction company? Asset reconstruction company is established as per SARFAESI Act of 2002, and the bad loans of banks can be sold to asset reconstruction companies. So, asset reconstruction companies will purchase the bad loans from various banks. So, ICICI Bank wants to establish asset reconstruction company with the minority stake, and the majority stake will be of Apollo India Credit Management Company. Please don't forget. And the SARFAESI Act, which is brought in 2002, looks at the problem of bad debts in the country. Microsoft India recently announced Anant Maheshwari will head its India's operations in place of Bhaskar Pramanik, and Anant Maheshwari will take over the reins of Microsoft India with effect from 1st January 2017. The Power Minister Shri Piyush Goyal recently stated that the total installed power generation capacity in our country crossed 300 gigawatt. So, the installed power generation capacity in our country is 3 lakh megawatt, that is 300 gigawatt, and out of which 42 gigawatt is of renewable energy. And please don't forget, the government targets 1,75,000 megawatt of renewable energy by the year 2022. Haryana government is planning year-long Swarna Jayanti celebrations in view of 50 years of its formation. Please don't forget, Haryana is carved out of the then Punjab state on 1st November 1966. So, this year the state is completing 50 years of its formation. Food grain output almost remained stagnant in 2015-16, and don't forget, for food grain production the year is calculated from 1st July to 30th June. And another important aspect is the Reserve Bank of India also takes its accounting year from 1st July to 30th June. Please don't forget. And this agriculture production is calculated from 1st July to 30th June, and food grains production is almost stagnant at 252 million tons. During last year also, the food grain production was 252 million tons, and sometime back it touched a peak of 265 million tons, and now it is hovering around 252 million tons. Out of all the food grains production, rice leads with 104 million tons, followed by wheat. And coarse cereals, please look into this slide. These are examples of coarse cereals. They are at around 37 million tons, and the figures for pulses is dispal with around 16 million tons, whereas our requirement is around 22 to 24 million tons. and there is a fall in production of sugarcane, cotton, oil seeds during 2015-16 in comparison to 2014-15. Parliament approved the Institutes of Technology Amendment Bill 2016. As per this, 6 new IITs will come up. They will come up at Jammu, then Tirupati, pilgrim town of Andhra Pradesh, Palakkad in Kerala, then Goa, then Dharwad in Karnataka, and Bhilai, the steel city in Chhattisgarh. And at the same time, ISM Dhanbad will be upgraded to IIT. Prime Minister gave first town hall type address. And you may ask, what is meant by town hall? It is informal gathering taking questions, and this is for the first time the Prime Minister attended this town hall style address, and this is to mark the 2nd anniversary of MyGov.in initiative of Government of India. And at the same time, the Prime Minister also launched a PMO mobile app. This was developed by 6 students. And at the same time, the Prime Minister also launched MyGov India's merchandise website. Look into the next one. Union Minister for Urban Development M. Venkaiah Naidu launched Swachh Sarvekshan survey in 500 cities. Now, based on the cleanliness, 500 cities will be ranked, and cleanest city will be decided based on this survey. And to make Swachh Bharat mission a big success, a mobile app was launched, and at the same time a helpline number 1969 was also launched. And don't forget, 115 cities became open defecation free. So in 115 cities, people are using toilets, so they became open defecation free. They are not going out for attending the nature's calls, and 739 will become open defecation free during 2016-17. Look into the next one. In non-life insurance sector, all of you are well aware LIC is example of life insurance. Non-life insurance sector, for the first time, private non-life insurer ICICI Lombard is within top 4 in quarterly gross written premium, and the non-life insurers owned by the government include New India Assurance, headquartered in Mumbai, United India, headquartered in Chennai, then National Insurance, headquartered in Kolkata, Oriental Insurance, headquartered in New Delhi. And ICICI Lombard occupied the 4th position for the first time, displacing one non-life insurance company owned by the government. And please don't forget, ECGC, Export Credit Guarantee Corporation, basically looks at the insurance of exports, and this is headquartered in Mumbai. And Agriculture Insurance Corporation of India Limited, which looks at agriculture insurance, is based in New Delhi. This is also owned by government, right? So, for the first time in quarterly gross written premium, ICICI Lombard occupied the 4th position. The 4 financial sector regulators. You may ask, what are the financial sector regulators? These are Reserve Bank of India, SEBI, IRDAI, PFRDA, along with the National Housing Bank, then Registrar of Companies, and some state governments together launched sachet.rbi.org.in. And you may ask, what is the purpose of Sachet? The main purpose is to watch illegal deposit schemes. You will find at each and every street corner nowadays this collective investment schemes, pyramid schemes, this jewelry saving schemes. They are quite common, but lot of mischief is being carried out in the name of these schemes. Several investors are being duped. So, under these circumstances, the good initiative of Reserve Bank of India along with other financial sector regulators is to launch sachet.rbi.org.in. So, I have given the main purpose of this. It is to watch illegal deposit schemes, then CIS, that is collective investment schemes. They are threatening the stability of the financial system as a whole. And with the inauguration of sachetRBI.org.in, regulators will get timely ground information from the investors whoever are affected. Bank of England cut interest rates to a record low of 0.25% in 7 years and expanded its quantitative easing program with additional £60 billion. When the central banks are reducing interest rates or when the central banks are increasing quantitative easing means buying government bonds. That means with these two actions, more money will be in circulation and developed countries are suffering because the lack of growth. That's why these are the measures undertaken by the central banks of developed countries so as to give boost to growth. So, in view of Brexit, Bank of England is much worried nowadays. So as to boost growth, now it has resorted to the reduction in interest rates. Not only that, it has increased the quantitative easing program with additional £60 billion. Axis Bank tied up with Freecharge. Freecharge is a digital payments company. Axis Bank is a private sector bank. These two came together and Axis Bank tied up with this Freecharge for operating Unified Payments Interface app. Now, the Axis Pay app can be used by other bank customers also. And please don't forget, the organization behind the development of Unified Payments Interface is National Payments Corporation of India. And you may ask, what are the advantages of Unified Payment Interface? The biggest advantage is by using a single virtual payment address, money can be transferred. Account number is not required, IFSC code and other details are not required, and this process is much simple. And Unified Payment Interface is the channel that powers multiple bank accounts into a single mobile app of any bank. And the advantages are, it merges several banking features, seamless fund routing, and at the same time merchant payments are integrated into one hood. So these are the advantages of Unified Payments Interface. And please don't forget, Axis Bank tied up with the Freecharge. 19 Juang tribal children have reported to have been died due to malnutrition, and the news report says that these deaths occurred in inaccessible hamlets atop the Nagada Hills in Jajpur district of Odisha. And you may ask, who are Juangs? Juangs are Adivasis and they belong to ethnic group of Munda, and they are mostly found in Gonsaika hill range of Kenjhar district of Odisha. Please don't forget. Delhi High Court stated that Lieutenant Governor is the real administrative head of Delhi but not the Chief Minister. And Delhi government stated that it will approach Supreme Court, and with regard to Article 239 AA, we are going to deliberate in news capsules. Please listen to that. Indian Railways floated an expression of interest for calling global tenders to develop trains and tracks that operate on the principle of magnetic levitation. This is popularly known as maglev. These trains are in operation only in few countries like China, Japan, Korea, Germany, and here in this magnetic levitation technique, the trains are propelled by magnetic forces. So the direct contact and friction are eliminated. As the friction is eliminated, the transportation will become free of noise and vibration. The maximum speed can be up to 500 km per hour. after the bullet train project between Mumbai and Ahmedabad with Japan's Shinkansen technology, now Indian Railways floated expression of interest for calling global tenders. And this is with the magnetic levitation technique or maglev. Look into the next one. NTPC raised rupees 2000 crore through the issuance of green masala bonds in the overseas market. And when someone talks about green bonds, they will be used for financing renewable energy projects. That is first and most important point. Second one is masala bonds. These are rupee denominated bonds issued offshore. That is second important point. And third important point is here the currency risk lies with the investor. That is third most important point. And here the 5-year bond has a coupon rate of 7.375%. Normally, these are pegged with the rates of government securities, and they will be listed in London and Singapore stock exchanges. And NTPC wants to have capacity addition of around 1000 megawatt through renewable sources by 2017. Eminent Assamese writer and poet Mahim Bora died in Guwahati. Padma Shri Award winner, Sahitya Academy Award winner, died at the age of 92 in Guwahati. The Great Derangement, Climate Change and the Unthinkable. This is the recent book written by Amitabh Bachchan, the famous writer, and this is on climate change. And please go through the other books, Sea of Poppies, then Flood of Fire. In addition to these books, the famous book, The Glass Palace. These are all written by the famous writer Amitabh Bachchan. Telangana government signed a memorandum of understanding with ISRO for setting up Telangana Water Resources Information System or TRIS. What is the purpose of this TRIS? Basically, this is to assess accurate reserves of water in thousands of tanks and reservoirs across the state. Then, scientists led by Professor Satish Raghavan from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, for the first time have found that mice and rats exposed to endosulfan suffer from DNA damage. Before these experiments, we have the history of ill effects of using endosulfan. You may ask what is meant by endosulfan. It is organochlorine insecticide which induces breakage of DNA strands. So DNA strands will be broken, and Supreme Court banned it in 2011, and at the same time, as per the Stockholm Convention, India agreed to phase out it by 2017, and we got bad experience of using this endosulfan. We have to go to Kasaragod area of Kerala. In the cashew plantations, this was extensively used, because of which several people are suffering from birth defects, mental disorders and cancer. Please look into these figures. And the usage of endosulfan will have effect on human genetic and endocrine system, and it may lead to cancer and genetic abnormalities. And now the experiments led by Professor Satish Raghavan from IISc on mice and rats supported this view. Look into the next one. Abhijeet Gupta won the 20th Commonwealth Chess Championship crown for 16, and he also won the 19th Commonwealth Championship last year, and these championships were held in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Nita Ambani became the first Indian woman to become individual member of the International Olympic Committee. Please don't forget, the International Olympic Committee is situated in Lausanne, Switzerland, and its chief is Thomas Bach, and chairperson of Reliance Foundation is Nita Ambani, and she will be in that post till she attains the age of 70 years. and the previous member from India was Raja Ranthir Singh from 2010 to 2014, and Sir Dorabji Tata was the first to represent India in International Olympic Committee. These things please don't forget. Right friends, please do join for other modules. Have a nice day. Thank you.